Data mesh is a concept that was put forward, I think, 6 years ago now. And I've seen it more than once called as ahead of its time, because the infrastructure, the IT infrastructure wasn't really mature enough to implement it efficiently. But yeah, maybe now is the time. Maybe now we are no longer ahead of the time. And we see some adoption already. The most well-known ones are Netflix and Uber, but there are many other large organizations doing it. And before I tell you what it is, if you are not familiar, I want to set the context, that the problem that this is addressing. And what you see on the diagram is a prevalent approach in many large enterprises, where the operational world, running the operational applications, developers and operations, are nicely separated into domains that are independent. But analytics is still a centralized team using a single platform, and very often being a bottleneck. And yeah, it is distributed into teams, and everybody knows like which domains they work with, but they are not working really together with the operational world. And very often in this situation, you'll see this becoming a bottleneck, and you, like the analysts and the data engineers, trying to address and kind of filter out only the critical requirements that they'll be able to implement, right? And this is something that I've seen more than once in the organizations, that first of all, there is a lot of workload on the data engineers. Another is that they are isolated from daily operations. So whenever we get new requirements, they find out maybe 2 weeks later or even later, and then we get a question of, why did this schema change? What's this specific field? What does it mean, right? And all of this is kind of a result of Conway's law, where the structure of systems, it's a result and follows the communication structure of the organization. And most organizations are structured in a way where data and analytics are a separate kind of reporting chain than developers building operational systems. And data mesh is kind of a way to address it. And another benefit that this brings is that with this closer integration between different functions, you get more agility, because the problem that's there is that very often there is additional latency that can be optimized. And how this is done, this is organizational change, like a social technical change, right? You need some tooling to support the new approach, but this also means that you need to change the organizational structure. So this is a significant effort, because one idea is how to do something best, and another idea is how to convince people so that everyone's on board. And not everyone likes organizational change, because people have different incentives often. And this is something that needs to be navigated pretty carefully. And the way it works is that the reporting structure changes, and you have domains that are more or less independent, and they are building their own data products. And whenever domains need to exchange data, they kind of create data products on the boundary of the domain. You still have a data platform, but this data platform is self-service, so that analysts are implementing domain logic, and they are kind of using the platform as tooling. And also inherent part of this is federated governance, where instead of a centralized or decentralized governance model, you get kind of the governance committee, where stakeholders from different domains and also from outside of the domains, together they establish certain frameworks, certain policies, but then a lot of the implementation is being left to the domains. Let's say the payments domain and cards domain will have different requirements than maybe the transportation domain, right? Like different level of different types of requirements, different level of concerns. And that there are 4 key pillars of data mesh. One is domain ownership. So you need to make sure that there is accountability, and you also need to make sure that if you are adding new responsibilities, that people's incentives are aligned. Right, that people actually benefit from building data products and building this higher quality of data. Another pillar is data products. So treating your data as a product. This means that you are value oriented. This means you like the product owner makes the value decisions, the trade-offs, and they actually have control over it. And also you create data products with a different higher level of commitments in order to provide efficiency, so that you deliver better quality, so that your multiple consumers, because often data is consumed by many different teams, then they you get efficiency from putting a little more burden on the producer side. And then there is the idea of self-serve data infrastructure. This is kind of a critical part of it, because in order to decentralize, you still need some common foundation. And federated governance, it works in a similar way and is connected to this concept of data infrastructure, because you have a data platform, and governance is not really a data platform. It's the alignment between different stakeholders that is then propagated and implemented into the tooling that we are using.